First of all, I think it's important to understand this is not a housing bill, right? This doesn't build a single unit of housing. It's a zoning bill. And when you say, okay, it's a zoning bill, well, do we need more zoning? Well, we have something called our regional housing needs assessment. We have things we call housing elements. And according to those plans, we have over 3 times the base zoning to build new housing as we are required by the state. And if you add in the bonus ADU program and complete community and bonus densities, we have 20 times. This isn't a solution to housing. This is just making it possible for places like our single-family neighborhoods to be exposed to further development. And that's sort of the Trojan horse of this. It's not transit-oriented. Transit-oriented is you put something 500 feet away, 800 feet away. You don't put it a half mile as the crow flies over a canyon or a freeway and say that's transit-oriented development. And the thing that's really important, so we've been, if you may have seen it, Neighbors for a Better San Diego put out a map that shows all of the major transit stops, at least to the extent that Caltrans has it updated in the state of California. Every one of those stops is eligible for upzoning under SB 79. And we put that map out there, and Scott Wiener's office contacted us because they freaked out when they said, look, this isn't the minimal impact that we've been selling everybody. This is something that has this massive footprint. And there's nuances in there. You probably heard, well, no, there's local control because you can create your own alternative plan. Well, you really can't, because the areas that you've already upzoned can only be downzoned a little bit. You can spread some stuff around in these other areas, and everything on that map is an area where they can spread it. So that isn't a small footprint, that isn't a minimal impact. But here's really what it is. When they say local control, this bill is so complicated that it's taken us weeks to figure it out, and we've had to communicate with the senator's office. I can guarantee you, when laws are written convolutedly or ambiguously, what happens is the city council tries to do something, and it has to get approved by what's called housing and community development. Well, housing, think of DSD on steroids. Housing and community development at the state level basically just looks and says, you know, we've got this really ambiguous code, so we get to make up whatever we want, and that's what they're going to do. So even though you think you have local control, really you're giving all your control to an unelected bureaucrat. And I'll just say one more thing. This is touted as affordability. When you look at where these major transit stops go, they disproportionately affect our what are called lower opportunity neighborhoods. And so this is actually a highly discriminatory bill. It does not affirmatively further fair housing. It takes away home ownership opportunities for people who would be homeowners because it particularly targets, you know, our starter home neighborhoods. It's a bad bill, and obviously we should get it. I'll just say one more. Developers actually don't complain that they don't have enough places to build. They want 2 things. They want certainty in land acquisition, and if your transit stops are going to shift around with every plan, there's no certainty in that. And the other thing is they talk about permitting times, and these are just going to be, every project can be contested on the basis that it doesn't meet the transit requirements, because for years Sandak has been proposing these 20 never plans to turn everything into bus rapid transit, and it's never physically going to happen. So it's all bad.